want to do business with you. He has some things to do on earth. And you are now positioning yourself in a consecration so that he can finally find a channel to get it through. You're going to learn that fasting is interesting. Fasting, I remember when I began to learn to fast. I learned to fast from my mother and father. But my mother especially, she had some books around the house written by men like Schambach and A.A. Allen and Oral Roberts. And I kept thinking, these men got so much spiritual power. I want that power. And they used to say, you got to pay a price. And I began to study it. And then I began to do it as a teenager. And my life turned upside down when I had my first fast, 7 days. That's when I wrote a song. The song is called Living with Jesus on the Other Side. I wrote that on a fast. And I began to understand that fasting was like a plunger. It was like Drano for a human life. And I discovered that food is like rust in a pipe, clogging up the hole. And the more you eat, the smaller the hole in the pipe, until you become so clogged up that God can't get nothing through you. Got the picture? And some of you are that way right now. You've eaten so much the last 8 months that you yourself can't get nothing through you. Am I right about it? You are so physically clogged up that mentally you can't even think straight. Your mentality is affected. Your health has been slowed down. You get tired climbing steps. Imagine spiritual clog. And fasting is the only way to flush that stuff out. Your flesh is your greatest blessing and curse. It's a blessing because you need it to live on earth. It's a curse because it can become your ruler. Fasting puts your body back where it belongs, under your spirit. Fasting takes your body and submits it to the spirit. Well, let's be honest. Sometimes you don't want to eat, right? Spiritually. You tell God, I'm going to fast today. But your body begins to whoop you. As a matter of fact, that's the same day they decide to have a party in the office with chicken and macaroni and peas and rice. And all of a sudden, your body grabs your spirit, body slams it, stands over it and say, we're going to eat today. And all the people in the saints say, amen. You surrender to your dirt body. Fasting grabs that, puts it back in order. Prayer is you petitioning God based on your rights as a citizen of the kingdom of heaven. We'll deal with this in details during this fast, how this works. You're going to see some scriptures you never saw before in your life. I'm going to show you some thoughts from the Bible that are going to change the way you were taught all your life about prayer and fasting. Ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the effects of fasting. I like this one. What happens when you fast? First of all, fasting changes you. Now, why did I say that? Because number two is a contradiction. Fasting does not change God. God never changes. Ain't nothing wrong with God. God ain't clogged up. The clogging got to be on the other side. Fasting doesn't change God. It doesn't move God. It moves and changes you. The best way to describe God and your life in a fast is, before you fast or live a fasted life, it's almost like a big tank with 50,000 gallons of water in it. And a little pipe is hooked up to it, a small little 2-inch pipe to this big tank. The amount of water that's available is 50,000 gallons. But the amount that can flow through your little pipe